And we are now your disciples, because that is what he said. And he told us that you already know. Yes, says Jesus, you've been mine for months. How did you come here? On foot, by stages. It was a long, painful journey in the heat of sands and of the sun, made even more painful by grief. We've been walking for almost 20 days. So again, pausing. This means that it's been nearly 3 weeks since the execution of John the Baptist, before they arrive here and convey the news to Jesus. Jesus says, you will rest now. Manaen asks, was Herod not surprised at my absence? Yes, at first he was annoyed, then he became furious. But when his rage calmed down, he said, one judge less. That is what our friend, the cupbearer, told us. Jesus says, one judge less. He has God as a judge, and that is enough. Let us go to where we sleep. You are tired and covered with dust. You will find the garments and sandals of your companions. Take them, refresh yourselves. What belongs to one belongs to everybody. Matthias, since you are tall, you can take one of my tunics. We will provide later. My apostles will be coming before night, because this is the Sabbath eve. Isaac will be coming next week with the disciples, and later Benjamin and Daniel will come. Elias, Joseph and Levi will be here after the tabernacles. It is time for others to join the 12. Go and rest now. Once again, pausing just to give some background information. These names that I've just rattled off, that Jesus has just rattled off, they're shepherds, and they are the first followers of Jesus. I'm not sure if every single one of those names, but certainly most of them, were shepherds who were there at the first Christmas. And they, 30 years later, obviously much older men, I think one of them had died before Jesus' public ministry began, possibly of old age. I think it may have been that. And there was one who was very young, who therefore is fully adult when Jesus' ministry begins, and the others are at different ages. And I will, perhaps at Christmas tide, read about the events around the birth of Christ. Obviously, the birth of Christ is for Christmas Day, but other events giving details about the shepherds and what happened to them. It's fascinating stuff, but we're just over halfway through the year, so we'll carry on with this. So Jesus has told the shepherds to go and rest. Manaen takes them in and then comes back. Jesus remains with Manaen. He sits down pensively and is clearly sad, with his head reclined on a hand, his elbow resting on his knee as a support. Manaen is sitting near the table and does not move. He is sullen. His face is a storm. After a long time, Jesus raises his head, looks at him and asks, "And what are you going to do now?" "I do not know yet. There's no purpose in staying any longer at Machaerus. But I would like to remain at the court to find out, to protect you according to what I learn." Jesus responds, "You had better follow me without any delay, but I will not force you. You will come when the old Manaen has been destroyed bit by bit." Manaen says, "I would also like to take that head away from that woman. She's not worthy to have it." Jesus has a pale hint of a smile and says frankly, "And you are not yet dead to human wealth, but you are dear to me just the same. I know that I shall not lose you, even if I have to wait. I know how to wait. Master, I would like to give you my generosity to comfort you, because you're suffering. I can see it. It is true. I am suffering very much. Only because of John? Said Manaen. I do not think so. You know that he is in peace. I know that he is in peace, and I perceive him close to me. Well then, Manaen, what does dawn precede? The day, Master. Why do you ask me? Because the death of John precedes the day when I will be the Redeemer, and the human part in me trembles at the idea. Manaen, I'm going up the mountain. You stay here to receive whoever should come, and to assist those who've already come. Stay until I come back. Then you will do whatever you wish. Goodbye. And Jesus leaves the room. He goes slowly down the steps, crosses the kitchen garden, and at the back of it, he takes a little path along ruffled gardens, olive groves, orchards of apple and fig trees and vineyards, and he climbs the slope of a little hill where he disappears from my sight.